Hello everyone, Stefan here with Bohemian Tales. Welcome back to the channel. It's always good to have you here. In today's video, I'm actually gonna install a smart shunt, and this is a 500 amp. And what is a smart shunt, do you ask? Well, this puppy right here can connect to the battery, and it has a Bluetooth connection, and then there's an app on my phone, and it's gonna show me everything that I need to know about the battery. I'm gonna be able to see how much electricity I'm pulling in from the alternator, how much electricity I'm pulling in from the solars, and I'm also gonna be able to see how much electricity is going out, all through an app on a phone. And I'm also going to see the percentage of the battery that I have. So far, the way I could see if my battery is charged or it's charging and all that stuff, I do have the charge controller, but that only has like LEDs which kind of just tell me if the LED is green, then it means that the battery is charged. If it's yellow, it means that it's in between whatever dead or charged, so I wouldn't know the percentage. And also if it's red, which I never got to, it'll just mean that the battery is drained. So with this thing, I'll be able to really tell what's going on with my battery. Wish me luck. Okay, so I watched a few videos online how to be able to install this. It shouldn't be very hard as long as I connect the right wiring. I think I got it. Okay, I am at a state park and I parked my van underneath some trees. Luckily it's cloudy outside, but I also parked it so I can get as much shade as possible, because I am going to disconnect the house battery from the charge controller, and I am not trying to get any energy in as much as I can. That way it's a lot easier on the system. I don't damage the house battery or anything like that. And I need to apologize in advance. Like I said, I am at a state park, but because I wanted to be underneath the trees, the little parking area here is right next to the highway that leads to the park. And because there's a lot of trees, there's going to be some crows they're probably gonna hear. They seem to be very territorial, so but that's it. Let's get started. So I do have the house battery negative terminal connected straight to the van's frame. So this is pretty helpful because that's where the actual negative terminal is for the battery, just back there. And then that would mean I would actually really have to take the battery out, and it's bolted in there, so and this is the positive, which is much easier to access. It's a matter of me trying to find some space under here to put my shunt. This is how the shunt looks like. So basically one end is going to go to the system, which is the charge controller, and the other end is going to go to the battery. This is for the negative. And up here we have this wire that came with it, and it'll plug in one of these spots. Right here it says battery plus. It'll plug in here, and this other end is going to go to the battery positive, just to have something to actually get this to run. And it's Bluetooth enabled, so basically I could tuck it anywhere in there and don't have to worry about it. And then with the app on the phone, which I'll show you when I'm ready to turn it on, we'll be able to see everything that's going on with the battery. This is my charge controller, and I need to attach this to the common negative over here. It's gonna be really hard to film this, so I'll just show you once I get it done. Believe it or not, that probably took me like an hour, or it seems like it was an hour, because this bolt right here, it's barely big enough for 3 wires, and it's the only common negative that this has. I wish they improved it and did something so you can put more negative in there. Since it's the only one, the only way I could do it is like have this wire come from the side, and it barely gripped, but it did. They're all in there. I don't think I can put any more bigger wires in there. And I had to make a hole on the cap here that goes here. so it can accommodate this wire coming from the side. I couldn't get it to come from here because the way it's made, the wires are all supposed to come from one of these grooves here, but it's literally like made not to add anything else to it. Gotta say, this has been already a very testing project, and it's not done yet. This wire is supposed to be the one that goes to the shunt. However, the wire is really firm. At least I have that charge controller connected, which I'm happy with. All this wiring is a mess. I mean, it's been a mess like that, but basically I'm gonna have to run this one underneath the bed, meet the shunt, and then install the shunt somewhere between the battery and the charge controller, and that should be it. Basically it's an easy process, but because my van, or like my working space, is limited, I mean, I literally had to like have both my arms in there. This is a closet, by the way. I considered taking this wall off at some point. It was just so frustrating. That's the one thing I should have done when I built this whole thing, is just to kind of give myself a little bit more space for workroom if I needed to do projects like these. But you know, it's just not enough space to put all this stuff, so I kind of went with what I went. So basically this might need to go in here somewhere, where it's going to be installed this way. Alright everyone, this is the moment of truth. I'm going to open the app here. I have the Bluetooth on, and see if it finds it. Device list. Through this page you can see all the nearby Victron products you can connect to next. It's just giving me a tour of the app. I gotta say, this was a lot longer than I thought. I think it took me 2 hours, only because space is nuts. Thankfully, I did have all the right tools to get the job done, because I'm not near any hardware store, which is normally the smart thing to do, but I kind of knew I had everything I needed. This is the 3rd time I'm trying to install it, because I always missed something, so this time around I had everything. Okay, let's keep on going. I need to update the app. My internet connection here is terrible, but it tells me not to leave the app until the update is done. I guess I have like an old version of either or. I'm just gonna hold it this way so you guys can see as well what's going on. It updated. It's talking to the shunt. Let's see how many times I said shunt on this video. Let me know in the comments below. Alright, let's try one more time. It's connecting. And there you have it, people. This is it right here. This is just telling me that I need to change my pin code, which I will later, but it's working, and I kind of want to see how much I have coming in. The battery is at 100%, which is fantastic. It also says time remaining infinite. That's because I still have yet to connect the negative power to my actual fuse box, and then we'll see from there. This will show me the history and all that stuff. Alright, so what I'm gonna do next is clean up the wiring, just make sure it's not a mess down there anymore, and then I will show you exactly what I've done. Alright, so I'm underneath the bed now with the camera. This is the wire that I got from the charge controller that comes underneath the bed. Goes straight to the smart shunt that I got, and then from here on, the negative wire from the battery connects, and then this is the little wire that came with it that connects to the positive of the battery, just to get power to be able to function. And as you can see, there's a Bluetooth light in there, and that connects to my phone, and I can see all the good stuff that my battery is doing, and then the state of charge and all that stuff. It took a very long time. It's not a hard job. It's just one of those instances where I don't have a lot of space, and it's a lot of frustration, but I got it done, and I'm pretty happy with it for now. We'll see how it works. And then this is my fuse box, which I usually try not to show you guys because it's a mess. I am gonna have to spend one day to also clean this up a little bit more, but for now this is what I got. And of course this is my inverter, which I almost never use. At this point I actually never use the inverter. Everything's 12 volt. I charge my computer through this USB port, which can charge pretty quickly. and a few more plugs up here, and then a few more plugs around the van. And I also changed up the baskets a little bit. I have this basket here. This is my outdoor speaker. That's my spice rack now. It's the bigger one. And I also was able to move this spice rack from up there to the door here. So I think when I go camping, this might be a much easier way to store my spices when I cook outside and stuff like that. Pretty happy with this. Like everything else, you know, we'll see how it works, you know, and then I'll change things around as I find out if I like it or not. The reason I went for the Smart Shunt alone rather than the one with the battery monitor as well, like they have this round monitor that you can actually mount somewhere and you can see what your battery is doing. And to be honest, I don't want another display in the van at night that lights up, you know. I'm not sure if you can turn off the brightness or just turn it off if you had the display, but this is just underneath the bed. I don't really see it. There's no extra light that lights up, and to be quite honest, I would probably end up looking at my phone most of the time anyway because it does have the app. So it just made sense for me. Nothing wrong with the one that has the display. If you prefer a physical display, obviously that's a good option as well. I do want to say they have a few options on there. So they have, like, from what I saw, like the one that is just the shunt, which I have. Then they have the one with the display but no Bluetooth, and that's a little bit more than mine. I think it's like $150. You have to look at it and see how much it costs. And then they have the one with the display and Bluetooth that you can connect to the app, and that's over $200. I mean, you can just look at Amazon and see their prices, because I do know my shunt right now was on sale. So, you know, maybe monitor that if you're looking to get something like this. Alright everyone, I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know what videos you would like me to make in the future, like stuff that you see in the van and I haven't covered yet, or I haven't thought that I should cover, and you guys think it's important. I would love to make those videos for you. And also, if you want to see more van life related content that I've already done, there's links everywhere. Until next time.